not so long. Number 17. It is forbidden for one to shame his fellow, whether in words or deeds, even in private. So shame is not allowed, right? And certainly in public. Our sages of blessed memory said in Baba Basra 59a, one who humiliates his fellow in public has no portion in the world to come. Right? So no more, no less. All these people that make fun of somebody like publicly have no portion in the world to come. And it's very dangerous for a kosher person to remain in that company. Right? So, I mean, if you know that there are clowns, the scoffers in that company, right, where you were going, don't be there. Okay. No portion in the world to come. Our sages of blessed memory said further, it is preferable for a person to cast himself into the fiery furnace rather than to humiliate his fellow in public. That's right. That's what Tamar was ready to do, right? They say to burn her because she was a daughter of Cohen. Rather to humiliate his fellow in public, as it says in Bereshit 38:25, with regard to Tamar. Exactly. Okay, so let's read the explanation about Tamar 29. Disguised as a harlot, Tamar, the Yehuda's daughter-in-law, lured Yehuda into cohabiting with her, with intention of fulfilling Yibum, following her husband's death. Two husbands' death. And she accepted his signet, wrap, and staff. So as they say, wrap is a talus, as a staff, as a pledge, until he would descend her payment. When Tamar conceived from the union, Yehuda, not realizing that he was responsible, construed this to be clear proof that she had engaged in prohibited cohabitation and sentenced her to death. All right? But he was the father and he admitted, and that's why until this day we are called Yehudim, because of the Yehuda. One explanation, I mean, another explanation that we came from the kingdom of Yehuda, from the southern kingdom, not most likely not from the king of Israel, the northern one, but second explanation in this story, Yehudi. Okay, so basically she was ready to be killed and not embarrass her father-in-law in public. Okay, as she was taken out to be executed, she sent a word to her father-in-law saying, by the man to whom there is a pledge he had left with her belong, I'm this child. Okay. Now Tamar did not explicitly tell him, but only hinted, telling herself, if he admits, he will admit, right? But if not, she will not publicize his action, even if she is perished because of his silence. So of course, Tamar is a very, 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 very righteous woman, and she said, "I'm not going to embarrass him, no matter what. Okay, he's not going to admit. Okay, I'm going to die, but I'm not going to embarrass him. Therefore, a person must exercise extreme care not to shame his fellow in public. And then you see, you go to different places and people make fun of each other, right? Whether he's a minor or adult, just because somebody is a baby, right? And then this, I don't know, 10 years old or 5 years old, these 5 years old also have feelings, right? You're not allowed to embarrass him. And the problem with children is bigger than that. So children cannot forgive, right? They cannot. So you have to wait until their maturity, right? 13 for boys, 12 for girls, and ask their forgiveness. Guess what? It's not such an easy thing. Okay, whether minor or adult, nor may he call him by name of which he is ashamed. Right, all these nicknames. Nor relate before him the matter in which he is embarrassed. Right, to remind him or her about their past. And the names, these nicknames, it's a big thing. Even if they're not embarrassed any longer, people have been calling this guy for like this for a long time, right? Still, we're not allowed to do that. And if his fellow sinned against him, and he must rebuke him, he must not humiliate him. As the verse states in Vayikra 19:17, you shall reprove your fellow and not bear sin because of him, right? The sin meaning embarrassment. Commentary. Kitzur speaks here with regard to the one who admonishes his friend in order that he should correct his ways. Okay. Without any embarrassment. When does this apply? Regarding the sin in the matter that are between man and his fellow. So between man and his fellow, so he did something to you, so you're not allowed to embarrass him. But one who sinned in heavenly matters, if he did not repent after being rebuked privately, we humiliate him publicly. So that's halakha, right? So if somebody is talking in shul, you ask him very nicely once and twice. So you are allowed to embarrass him publicly and throw out this person from the shul. That's halakha. But publicize the sin and berate him in his face. Let me read the whole sentence again. But one who sinned in a heavenly matter, so talking in the show during the Torah reading, let's say, during the repetition of Shmoneh Esrei, if he did not repent after being rebuked privately, we humiliate him publicly to publicize his sin and berate him in his face. Okay, so let's see commentary. Kitzur concludes the purpose of this treatment is to bring the sinner back to the proper path. So our goal is not to embarrass him, but so he would know that next time he does it, that's what would be the consequences. Additionally, it serves to deter others for following his example, right? Chovetz Chaim, Hilchas Lashon Hara, Bir Mayim Chaim, Bir Mayim Chaim. Okay. End of chapter 4 and 32. Okay. Since such a treatment may at times not have the desired effect and can even result the opposite of one intent, considerable discretion must be used before its implementation. Moreover, this law is subject to the number of restrictions and conditions. See Chovetz Chaim, Hilchas Lashon Hara, end of 4:7 with Bir Mayim Chaim. Therefore, one must consult halakhic authorities beforehand. Okay, so it was 31. Continue. We degrade and curse him until he returns to proper path. But today, I would say the ego of the people is so big, so to curse him, I'm not sure he's going. I mean, he most likely he's going to stay on the path, even be worse than he was before, right? And he did all of the as did all of the prophets, the Jewish people. So they actually cursed all the people who did not want to listen to them. This is not included in a prohibition against harming someone with words. Nas devarim. For the verse in Vayikra 25:17 states, and man shall not wrong his fellow, a mussar, not his fellow. And our sages of blessed memory, Baba Metzia 59:8, interpret a mussar as follows. So commentary. This word is expanded as being equivalent to the nation, ito, with him. Okay, so nation is with him, as follows. Regarding the member of the nation, Am is the nation, who is with you in Torah, in mitzvahs. The Torah caution against wronging him. So who is a part of the nation? Part of the nation is defined by the Torah observance. So if he's not Torah observant, so he's not part of your nation, right? But not regarding someone who transgressed the Torah and mitzvahs, right? So he's not part of the Am and did not repent. So, okay, so he continued driving on Shabbat. After being admonished privately and in a soft-spoken manner. So you are allowed to cause him big embarrassment.